Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to beat the 3.4 for 12 Spiral Abyss featuring Hu Tao, Alhaitham, and Yelan. Okay, for the first half, we're going to bring Hu Tao, Yelan, Zhongli, and Fischl. And for the second team, we're going to bring Alhaitham, Nahida, Jean, and Miko. Okay, for Chamber 1, it is 4 Rune Guards. So 1 Rune Guard, 1 Rune Drake, then another Rune Guard, then a Rune Greater. They will spawn one at a time. So one will spawn at the 12 o'clock position and will go counterclockwise. What you want to do is basically just blow up the Rune Guards. It's just one by one as soon as possible. They do have electro buffs, so if you do bring Alhaitham to the side or a Nahida, it is a really good character to bring because they have electro and you can do the Denjo plus electro buff on them. So nothing too special. As long as you have a high DPS, you should be able to beat this no problem. Also, my Hu Tao is Constellation 1, so I am trying to dash cancel. What you do is use your charge attack, then jump, so Hu Tao will stay in place. But luckily for the Rune Guards, you don't really have to do it as much because Hu Tao doesn't really go through the Rune Graders and the Rune Guards and the Rune Drakes. Do keep in note, if you're a little bit further away from the Rune Grader, he might do a tackling move, so be careful on that. Okay, for the second half, we're going to be facing the 3 well profiles. Wave 1, Wave 2 will be the Abyss Mages, and Wave 3 will be the Eremite enemies. Since I do have the luxury of C4 Jean, I try to use my Gale Blade to bring up onto the air and bring them to the corner. Once you do that, you just basically go to work with Miko, Nahida, Alhaitham, and Jean. So for the second wave, like I said, it's the Abyss Mages. If you do have Kazuha or Venti or Sucrose or even Jean, you can basically use their animal skill to break down the bubbles of the Abyss Mages. Just go in the middle of the field where they are and use their elemental skills, and 2 out of 3 will be out of their bubble. Alright, for the final wave is the Eremite enemies. These enemies are pretty annoying because both of them are Hydro and Crowd, so they can't freeze you, and it does get annoying when they just freeze you because it kind of stalls for your 3 stars. But we shouldn't have any problems. They like to group together, and because they're melee, so you shouldn't have any issues with this stage. And there you go, 3 stars on Chamber 1, and now on to Chamber 2. Okay, for Chamber 2, it's Wave 1's going to be Kuragi and Nobushi enemies. That's 3 of them. The second wave is going to be the new enemies, Red Vulture and the Vulture Scorpion. Those enemies are probably the most pain in the butt ones because they are very tanky and they have very annoying moves. Plus they are Pyro and Electro, so they will overload you and knock you back. Just a warning, they can 100 to 0 you as well if you're not careful. So for the Hu Tao team, you want to just basically bring Vaporize and make sure you have a Zhongli shield, because the lower the HP Hu Tao is, the more damage she does. So once you eliminate the Kuragi enemies, the Red Vulture and the Scorpion will respawn at the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock position. And one of them will jump on you, doesn't matter who, because they go up in the air and they land on you. If you don't have a shield, you will get knocked back. I like to go after the Electro one because it's the most annoying one, and Hu Tao does take a while for Hu Tao to take down the Pyro one because it does resist Pyro. These enemies will drop a pillar, and when they do, I would recommend attacking it because not only if you attack it, you will do damage and they will get knocked out for a couple seconds if they're not dead. Okay, for the second half, it's 3 Maguu Kenkis. One is Cryo, one is Animal, and one is Normal. I highly recommend going after the Cryo one because it does summon a Cryo floor, and not only it will slowly chip away from your health, it will slow you as well. These enemies can be a bit trolly. They do have a dash attack, which they can be spread out. But Nahida does a really good job on keeping Denjo on them, so they will take Denjo damage while Miko summons the Electro pellets on the floor. This is really good RNG right now that I'm getting. Sometimes you might not get good RNG and they might spread out and not behave. So just be patient about this floor, and there we go. 3 stars on chamber 2. And now onto the final chamber. If they don't group together, don't be scared to reset. I know, like the Scorpion, kind of a pain. Okay, for the final chamber, first half, it's the Matrix Overseer. Basically, you just want to do is like bring out everything, the Yelan, elemental skill and all, Fischl, elemental skill, Zhongli, everything. So once you take him down to a certain amount of damage, he will summon turrets. And basically you gotta use elemental skills to destroy it. It's basically those fidget spinners that you see right there. And once you destroy them, he will summon a green turret, and all you have to do is just use an electro move to destroy it, and the Matrix Overseer will get knocked out for a couple seconds. Do keep in mind, if you do the charge attack Hu Tao, there's a chance that she'll go up and she'll do a plunge attack. Like that. So once it gets up, he summons a wall, but it's pretty easy to dodge. All you have to do is just like go around it, and he won't push you back to at the back of the abyss. So for characters to destroy the green turrets when the Matrix Overseer, I would recommend, if you do have the luxury of having Miko, I would bring her. You can also bring Lisa. I did bring Fischl for this, so you can also bring her. Just basically any electro character, and you should be able to knock out the Matrix Overseer for a short amount of time. Alright, for the final stage, it's the Eremite enemies. This one, the female enemy will summon bubbles, so just be careful with it, because if you land in a bubble, you're going to be stuck in that for quite some time. So as long as you bring Alhaitham with an electro character, with Nahida, or heck, you can even bring Yao Yao as well. As long as it's like a hard DPS that has good AoE, you should be okay for this final floor. So wave 2 is basically the Eremite enemies, and they will summon their pets. I recommend going after the pets first, because if you go after the main enemy, they have high resistance on the defense, so it is recommended to go after the pets. Once you eliminate the pets, they will lower their defenses, and they will be stunned for quite some time. Just be careful of the animal one, because it does suck you in. But other than that, the other enemies are not as a pain. And there we go, 9 stars on floor 12. Hope you guys liked the video. I hope it helped you out. After this, I'm going to show you my artifacts and team compositions, and hope you liked it. Okay, here are a few team comps that you could also try. First half is the Raiden national team with Raiden Shogun, Xingqiu, Shengling, and Bennett. And for the second half, you can bring Yan Miko, Kazuha, Kokumi, and Nahida. Another team I would recommend is Alhaitham, Zhongli, Yan Miko, and Raiden Shogun. And for the second half, I would recommend Eula with basically any crowd support, Diona or Layla, with Fischl for that super con def. And last but not least, I probably would recommend Alhaitham, Nahida, Jean, and Miko. And on the second half, you can bring the Geo team with Ito, Zhongli, Albedo, and Goro. Hope this helps. And if you need any advice, I'm happy and willing to give any advice. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.